To this point, NBA playoffs have not disappointed, but we're only 2 games in for most series. I mean, one series that just concluded game 3. We're still going to talk about that, but for the most part, every game's after game 2. And I just want to break down who is actually going to win each series after we've seen 2 games, because I've changed a few of my expectations for the series and I wanted to update it because I have changed my stance. Obviously, Grizzlies versus Thunder. I had Thunder in 5. I think they're going to win in 4 now. They could lose tonight, but I wouldn't care since Thunder are not losing to the Grizzlies this series. I think we all know that. Grizzlies are a terrible basketball team right now. OKC Thunder should win in 4. If not, they're going to pretty easily take it home in 5. That team is not good that they're playing. Then I started with the Cavs in 5 in the Heat series when they're playing the Heat. I still got Cavs in 5. I think the Heat will take 1 game in Miami, but I don't see enough from them to take 2 games or possibly 1 in Cleveland. So it's pretty easily Cavs in 5 for me. Then we got our first updated prediction. All right. So we've been watching the Warriors versus Rockets. This series is scrappy. We all love what we're watching. This is 80s, 90s basketball. This is what we want to see. There's a level of intensity. There's a level of pride. There's just an overall level of good basketball being played. And we all love it, right? Jimmy Butler, he went off in game 1. Steph Curry went off in game 1. I mean, Steph Curry was unreal in game 1. Like, what even was that? That was an unreal performance. Jalen Green played terribly in game 1. I was really disappointed in him. Alperen Sengun dominated game 1, but the Rockets ended up losing despite making it close game down the stretch. And then they came out the gates in game 2 and just flat out, they went off. They were cooking. Not much else after that. Like, the Rockets in game 2 showed out. Jalen Green, 38 points. Alperen Sengun played well. Everyone played well. Everything was clicking. The physicality Houston brought, it was perfect. And in a game where they weren't calling anything either way, their physicality definitely shined. Obviously, Jimmy Butler got hurt, and Jimmy Butler being hurt, that's one of the big things of this series moving forward. Since Jimmy Butler not playing, we already seen how the Warriors look when they don't have Jimmy Butler. Now they don't have Andrew Wiggins. They don't have anybody that they traded Miami for Jimmy Butler. So there is a lot of worry. I think Jimmy Butler will play. I pray to God he plays. Yeah. I don't know. Either way, Warriors are in trouble if Jimmy Butler is healthy because, listen, they have no answer for the athleticism of the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets are a very good basketball team. They just can't score. But the Warriors' defense looked terrible. They were letting them shoot. Dylan Brooks was cooking Draymond Green, the supposed decoy. I'm so glad that Evan Mobley just won decoy. I was going to crash out if Draymond Green won. Since Draymond Green's not my decoy, he shouldn't be in. He's not one of the 5 best defenders in the league, if you ask me. Now, my opinion doesn't carry that much weight, but I do think there were 5 better candidates than him for this season. And he was getting killed by Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks was having a field day. Jalen Green, masterclass performance. Alperen Sengun, he's too big for the Warriors. The Warriors can't handle a 5. It's that simple. A 5 with skill. They could handle Rudy Gobert. We'll talk about Rudy Gobert series in a little bit. But I just look at it, I'm like, damn, the Rockets, they can shoot the ball how they did. And mind you, they were getting good looks. Jalen Green looked unguardable. They don't have an answer for Jalen Green if Jalen Green wants to play basketball. Jalen Green, he was listening to my podcast with my friends because we went in and we roasted him. We were giving him an earful. He comes out 38 points, 8 threes, and just frying the Warriors defense. If that's the Jalen Green you get, the most important player for the Rockets, played well, and the Rockets looked amazing. That is a key thing. And now he has confidence. It's his second playoff game ever. He dropped 38 points. I don't think we're talking about that enough. He can continue this. He can keep that going. And I look at this Rockets team. I look at how the Warriors are struggling with the size. They don't have a great matchup. Warriors didn't get off as easy. Sorry for the voice crack. Steph Curry's being guarded. Now, Steph Curry's getting hacked up and down the court. It's bad. It's blatant. They're holding him, grabbing him. They're just playing. Like, I'm surprised the refs aren't blowing the whistle. Curry's got one of the worst whistles for any superstar Hall of Fame player I've ever seen. It's ridiculous. But I look at it like this. Steph Curry, We're gonna need to see him average like 35. Someone else on the Warriors is gonna have to get it going. Warriors are falling apart. Brandon Pojemski's hurt. Jimmy Butler's hurt now. Jimmy Butler's not gonna be the same. You don't mess with a pelvic injury. That was a pelvic injury, right? Some type of back injury. I don't know. Either way, Jimmy Butler's not gonna be the same. The Warriors are in trouble right now. They don't have the size to match up. Jonathan Kuminga, he played yesterday in game 2. Looks out of it. He looks out of sorts. I'm not sure if Jonathan Kuminga is going to be Jonathan Kuminga if he plays in this series because he's lost hope in the Warriors. The Warriors lost hope in him. That relationship is damaged. And the Warriors aren't shooting the ball well. That's how they live and die. If they're not going to shoot the ball well, the Rockets are going to score more points than them. That's as simple as it comes. And their 1-2 point generator for points is hurt in Jimmy Butler. And if Jimmy Butler is, if any way, shape, or like any form of Jimmy Butler not being able to get downhill and generate points from the free throw line and from 2, the Warriors are in trouble. I don't think he'll be able to do that as effectively. There's a lot of answers for this Warriors team, and the Rockets are very well coached. They're very good defensively. Now the Rockets, excuse me. Now the Rockets aren't going to win no championship this year. They're not gonna. They might make the conference finals, but at the end of the day, right now, at first I had Warriors in 6, but with Jimmy Butler getting injured, Brandon Pojemski having an injury, the Warriors' lack of depth, the Warriors' lack of size, the Warriors are lacking in key areas for them. Now, they did win one on the road, but everything went wrong in game 2, and they're falling apart. The Rockets made a statement. Now, game 2s for other teams, they didn't make statements and I'm going to reiterate that later. The statement you make in game 2 sets the tone. If you let a team that beats you while you're on the road, well, if if you're the favorite and you're the home team like Houston was, and you let a team beat you, come into your house and beat you, if you let them stay close in game 2, you're cooked when you go on the road. You might even be cooked in game 3, 4 when you're on the road, even if you did come out and make a statement. But the way the Rockets made a statement, they were beating the Warriors up. It was bad. It was really bad. Like the Warriors couldn't do anything. The Rockets offense looked better than the Warriors offense. And I never thought I would say that about these two teams. And considering all of that, the injuries too, I'm changing my predictions from Warriors in 6. I had Warriors in 6. From Warriors in 6 to Rockets in 6. I do think the Rockets are going to win this series now. I don't think that's controversial to say. I just don't foresee the Warriors beating the Rockets anymore, as much as it might suck. Next series, Bucks versus Pacers. Original prediction, Pacers in 6. Pacers are going to do it in 5 now. Milwaukee looks terrible. We're going to be making Giannis trade prediction videos and talking about that after this weekend, because I don't see them winning 2 games or 1 game for that matter against the Pacers. The Bucks look terrible. Pacers are beating them in every aspect of the game. Having Giannis put up 37 and 13 and 4 assists a night isn't enough. So what are they going to do when they go to Milwaukee? Sure, home court plays, but you're getting your ass kicked. What like there's just no words for it. The Bucks are getting embarrassed right now, and I think the Pacers are easily going to win this series. And as I said, thought Bucks would get 2. I thought Giannis would be too much, but the Pacers are going to do it in 5. Then we got my favorite series, Clippers versus Nuggets. And let me just say, right now it's 10:14 p.m. Eastern time right now. Can we please explain why the Grizzlies and Thunder, the Grizzlies just lost by 51 and then 20. And we're showing that game on TNT, national television, knowing that many people don't have access to NBA TV. And we're going to put the game with 2 games that have finished with a 3-point difference and a 2-point difference. We're going to put the Clippers and Nuggets on NBA TV so less people can see it. We're going to put the Grizzlies and the Thunder on national television TNT. That makes absolutely no sense. Horrible marketing. I don't care if that's how they had it set up. You switch the games because no one want to watch what we're seeing in OKC and Memphis, since it's a Oh my God. Like, matter of fact, let's talk about that real quick. Oh, wait, we already talked about it. Thunder are going to sweep them. Let me check the score. Let me make sure that the Thunder are beating the brakes off of them. So the Thunder probably are. Nobody wants to watch that game. I'm not watching that game. My eyes are going to be glued to Clippers and Nuggets after I record this. There is no point in watching that. Oh, Memphis is up 11. How much you want to bet they blow it? I'm willing to bet my hard-earned money that Memphis will blow that lead. There's just no way. But anyways, back to the topic at hand. Clippers and Nuggets. Originally, I had Clippers in 6. I've seen vintage Kawhi Leonard. I don't want to use that explicit word that I'm thinking about, but yeah, Kawhi is off the rails right now. This Kawhi Leonard, this is 2019 Kawhi back in form. You got James Harden, who looks good. He's got that crazy floater, great passing, and you got a bunch of Clippers role players playing well on the road right now. Say what we want about the altitude, the degrees in the air, the whatever you want to call it, the atmosphere. They took one game in Denver. You know how important that is? Denver has not been like every time they've lost at home, they've lost the series. And I just want to point that out because they did not lose at home at all in 2023. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't think they lost when they won it all at home one time. They dominate at home. The Clippers went in there and beat them. Now, the Clippers have a brand new arena. We're about to watch the first playoff games in this new Clippers arena ever, right? The fans are going to be hectic. You got that wall where they shoot free throws towards. Denver's going to struggle shooting the ball tonight. How much you want to bet? Like, I just don't foresee Denver playing well in Los Angeles. And I do think the Clippers are the better team top to bottom. They have more depth. They have better defense. They have better scorers. They just don't have the best player in the series. But if Kawhi's going to play like that, it's very close, even though Jokic is much better as a player completely. So I look at that. I just don't foresee the Nuggets beating the Clippers. I really don't. I had Clippers in 6, and I made an argument that the Clippers would win even if Kawhi got hurt. Now, do I believe that after seeing the first 2 games? No, that was just me being hyperbolizing and exaggerating. I was being dramatic. But right now, the Clippers are clearly the better team in my eyes, and I think the Clippers are going to win this series. So I'm going to stick with my prediction of Clippers in 6, and I don't really second guess myself. Sure, they lost one game. I didn't expect them to be up 2-0 heading back to LA. I didn't. I knew Denver would win at least one game at home. Denver dominates at home in the playoffs. So to think that the Clippers were just going to waltz in and go 2-0, that would have been pretty delusional of me. So yeah, I got that sticking that way. Now we got the Celtics and Magic. Celtics just won without Jason Tatum playing. Now they're 8-2 with Jason Tatum out this season. Both losses were to the Magic, but they pretty convincingly beat the Orlando Magic. I don't know what else to say. The Magic offense is horrible. You got players dropping left and right for the Celtics, and you still can't do nothing about it. You're a defensive-minded team. You let Jaylen Brown go off. You don't think the game plan was around limiting him? Obviously it was, and he still got off. So I'm not concerned about the Magic at all for the Celtics. Go to Orlando, cool. You're still going to beat the brakes off of them. You're going to lose one game in Orlando, and then you're going to go back to TD Garden and beat the brakes off of them. So I said Clippers, and I'm sorry, still about the more entertaining series. My mind's still there. I said Celtics in 5 originally. I'm sticking with that. That's exactly what's going to happen. Maybe even 4 games, depending on what happens. But yeah, let's get to the 2 more interesting series. The 6v3 matchups. Pistons versus Knicks. I originally said Knicks in 6. The Pistons put up a good fight in game 1. They should have won game 1. They should have been up 2-0. They just lost today, the Pistons, so now Knicks lead 2-1. I knew what I was going to say in this video before, so I'm not going to act like anything changed because it didn't. Since I had Knicks in 6, I'm sticking with Knicks in 6. I just think the Knicks are too good top to bottom in their 1 through 5, and Mikal Bridges has shown me better performances. I do think it's going to click. Karl-Anthony Towns scored 10 points in game 1. He just scored 30 tonight. I was expecting that. I don't think Karl-Anthony Towns is really fazed by that. He just had his one bad game. He's like Anthony Davis, the year the Lakers went to the Western Conference Finals. Anthony Day-to-Day Davis. Yeah. Anthony Towns is going to have a good game, then a bad game, a good game, then a bad game. He's just going to do that. He's going to alternate. If that happens, they got 3 games, and then you got to factor in Jalen Brunson being dominant. Yeah. I just don't know if the Pistons have enough firepower outside of Cade Cunningham on offense to beat the Knicks. And I firmly believe that no matter what happens, the Knicks are going to win this series in 6 games. So I'm going to stick with that prediction. I really don't foresee a world where the Pistons can put enough firepower together and go out with that great offensive showing consistently. They're going to take another game in the series because everyone wants to hit threes, and Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., Tobias Harris, and Cade Cunningham all play well. They're just going to overpower the Knicks. But at the end of the day, the Knicks got too much power, and there's too many offensive liabilities for the Pistons for them to be taken serious in the series, and the Knicks are going to continue to exploit it. Knicks defense is exploitable, but the more Karl-Anthony Towns sees the pick and roll, the better he's going to be at adjusting, especially when it's the same team he's playing against. And there's more adjustments to be made. So yeah, I got Knicks in 6. Now for the last series, this one's the one that everyone's thinking about. Since after game 1, a lot of us wanted to flip from Lakers to Timberwolves since Lakers in 5 was the thing. Rendezvous, blah, 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 Lakers in 5. We all heard the things. AMC, TMZ, something else, Lakers in 5. We all know Lakers in 5, right? Well, Timberwolves beat the brakes off of them in game 1. And what I said about the Warriors-Rockets series, I said the Rockets really came out and proved a point in game 2. Lakers started hot in game 1, and they started hot in game 2. The only difference is they won 1 and lost 1. The Lakers game 2 performance did not impress me that much, like at all. Timberwolves, their defense was still a very big factor in game 2, despite them losing. They have Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves can't throw it in the ocean in game 2. He couldn't in game 1 either. I mean, especially early in game 2, Austin Reeves really struggled. He figured it out as we went along in the game. But still, Luka Doncic is the only one really emphasizing the scoring for the Lakers right now. That's what happened at home. Your role players are supposed to turn up at home. Lakers role players did not do that. The Lakers stars and LeBron and Luka, Luka was really good in both games. LeBron, he was suspect. Austin Reeves, suspect. So you look at that, you're going to go on the road. Timberwolves at home are a brand new team. Timberwolves as a home team are very good. I don't care what happened in the playoffs last year. They are still a very good team. So I'm looking at that. I'm considering all of that. And I'm like, does Minnesota really have the ability to win against the Lakers this series? I think so. Minnesota is a deeper team. They're a better shooting team, top to bottom. They are a very good defensive team. They're a much better defensive team than the Lakers, top to bottom. Anthony Edwards still hasn't had that game, and he's going to have 2 of those games in the series. And role players play better at home than on the road. Your role players showed up in game 1. Timberwolves, they don't even need to win in LA again. They can just win 3 home games. Their role players are going to show up in those 3 home games. I guarantee you, games 3, 4, and 6, Minnesota's role players play off the chain. Naz Reid's going to have a better game. Julius Randle, oh my God, he's been getting, the Lakers are getting away with murder on Julius Randle right now in the series. I think the reffing is going to change because game 2 was one of the worst officiating games I ever seen. I don't really care about that. That's just basketball. But that game, oh my God, that was the worst officiating game I think I've ever seen. So there were blatant out of bounds calls that the refs were missing and trying to give to the Lakers. I was like, there's just no way this is happening right now. And it was happening. It was pretty barbaric, the officiating. And I don't want to sit here and criticize the officiating, but everything went for the Lakers, and the Lakers still couldn't crack 100 points. There were 1,000. Every player in the Timberwolves had 4 fouls. Lakers still couldn't crack 100 points. Lakers only won by 9. They came out the gates with a 20-point lead, and Timberwolves were able to get back in the game. The Timberwolves aren't fazed by the Lakers. Most teams would be fazed by Luka and LeBron. They're not fazed by them. They don't care. They're going to keep going at them. And at home, when you have the home crowd playing to your chemistry and playing towards your advantage, the momentum is going to go for Minnesota. The Timberwolves fan base is going to be loud. It's going to be jumping in there. And I think the Timberwolves are going to win 3 games at home. I don't think the Lakers take a game in Minnesota. Knowing how deep the team is and how many role players they have, they're going to play really well at home. I don't care if Rudy Gobert's on an island. You could have put him on an island every time, and you still didn't score 100 points. And Rudy Gobert, he was getting hooked up top. I don't even know how we were missing that. Rudy Gobert, please just make the adjustment. Don't let him go middle every time. Luka was getting the middle on you every time. Make him go outside. Make him go baseline and try and cut him off there. Don't let him just get 2 feet in the paint. That's where you're doing wrong. Timberwolves got the better coach right now, in my opinion. They got a better defense. They got better shooting top to bottom. They're just a deeper team, and their superstar hasn't even gone off for a game, and they took a first game. And that is why I think the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win this series in 6 games. They already lost 1. They're going to lose game 5 in LA, and they're going to win the next 3 home games because of how good it is. Now, they could win in game 7 in LA, but don't think that's likely. But I don't want to switch from the Lakers to the Timberwolves unless I really had a reason to. I have a reason. Timberwolves are just a better basketball team, top to bottom. And the better basketball team that is better coached is going to win the series, especially when they haven't even touched their home court. So yeah, Timberwolves in 6, Knicks in 6, Celtics in 5, Clippers in 6, Pacers in 5, Rockets in 6, Cavs in 5, and Thunder in 4. Those are your updated predictions after 2 games. Hope y'all enjoyed. Check out my new podcast with me and my college friends. Obviously, I'm a college student, so making these videos are a lot harder, especially with finals week coming up. So yeah, please show love to it. It does mean a lot. It does help, especially when finals weeks are difficult. But yeah, I'm going to go do some work and watch some games. So yeah, y'all stay safe. Have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with your friends. Have a good one. Bye.